It's that time again. We're making a new suit. Let's run that intro. Hey everyone, Mighty Mr. Mooresky here. Welcome back to the channel. And today, today's date is the 2nd of October 2017. I've done quite a bit over the past couple of months. But the point of all this, when I did my PS4 Spider-Man suit, that got quite a lot of views. I'm surprised at how many views it actually got. But what I didn't do was show you the full process of making the suit. I didn't show you like the gluing it together, which, to be honest, I might have to speed it up because it takes quite a while, let me tell you. And gluing everything together and assembling the full suit, basically. I didn't show you the full process. So what I thought is I'd show you that with this new suit that I'm making. Now, if you've watched Spider-Man Homecoming, spoilers if you haven't, but if you haven't, why not? It's definitely a film that had to be seen, and right now it's on digital download in the States. I think it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray in the States October 17th. I think us in the UK, we get it November 20th. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm not entirely... I'm 50-50 on that. I don't know if that's the actual release date or not. I don't know. But if you've watched it, you know that at the end of Homecoming, Spider-Man gets shown a new suit. So he's just beat the Vulture. Everything's going back to normal for a superhero. And Tony Stark says, about being tough love and everything. But then also says he's going to induct him into the Avengers. He's going to become a full member of the Avengers. And there's a press conference behind the door and shows him a new suit to show he's a member of the Avengers, that he's now a team member. And this suit looked insanely awesome. It's basically the MCU version of the Iron Spider, which I've got the Iron Spider basically everywhere. Do I have a... Yeah, I do. I got a Lego figure, and I've got the... And I've got the Funko of it. Well, the Funko's tucked away in there somewhere on my shelf. He's tucked behind $20.99. But there's the classic Iron Spider. This is all my Lego Spider-Man figures. I've been building it for quite some time. They're all custom figures. I've even got the first silk suit, Last Stand Spidey, Ezekiel Stain, Superboy's in there, and got this nice custom homemade Homecoming suit, the PS4 suit. I've been building quite a collection of Lego Spider-Man figures. So he gets basically the MCU version of the Iron Spider, and it looked really, really cool. I loved the design of it. And literally, as soon as I saw it, first reaction was, I'm going to make that. That was back in July. It's now October, and I've only just started on it. There's a reason behind that, and that's because we didn't get full views of the suit. We didn't see every angle of it. And as such, a lot of costume makers, a lot of print makers were, they were doing great detailed patterns, but they all had like design flaws, and because no one really knew what the suit looked like, and as such, as I said, they fell victim to design flaws. For instance, on the calves, there's on the Homecoming suit, I'll show you it. On the Homecoming suit, it's like this. He's got a black band around the calves. On the Iron Spider, as we're going to call it, that may not be the official name, but it's what we're going to call it. Everyone, when they were designing their version, had a black band, but then 2 gold strips either side of it, and just going around the calves, and of course around the shin. But they didn't take into account the fact that there's no black band on the shin or the calves. for the Iron Spider suit. Instead, it's just a gold line that doesn't go over the shin, but it goes around the back of the calves. So they all fell victim to that. Everyone was kind of rushing to get their Iron Spider suit out to get their own, so they fell victim to this, and through no fault of their own. So that's why it's taken me so long to finally actually make the suit, because I wanted to get some detailed pictures. I wanted to get some detailed official images, not fan art, but official images that show every detail of the suit so that I know what I'm doing. I fell victim to that before. When Civil War came out, and I rushed to make the Civil War Spider-Man suit, and it ended up looking terrible. I mean, it was good for the time, but looking back on it, yeah, it was terrible. And then I updated it, it still looked terrible, and then I remade it, and it looked a whole lot better. It looked a whole lot better. So now, I'm learning from my mistakes, and I've waited, I've bided my time, and now I'm going to be making the MCU Iron Spider. And as I said, it's the 2nd of October, the first bit has already arrived. So the blue costume, and you can see it in the light, is a completely different shade to the blue that's used on the Homecoming suit. So if I just get that around. The light may not be the best here, but you can see it's a darker shade of blue than the Homecoming suit, and it's a lot darker than the 2099 suit. So that's what I'm happy about, because Ryan Meinerding, the guy who actually made the concept art for it, said that, you know, it's red and black, but some of the images made it look more blue. And to be honest, with the lines that are actually on the suit, they would show up a lot better on a blue suit than a black suit. So I just went for a blue. And fortunately, this one's quite a nice dark shade of blue. And I bought the same red suit that I always have for these suits, and it looks like it will be a good match. That is a good match. They go together really well. So yeah, I made a good choice. And so far, the only thing I have made of the suit is made some new fresh lenses. In fact, I dropped a pen. In fact, I made 3 sets, because I'm going to be making 3 different suits over the next year. So this is the template for the Homecoming eye. I really like the design of it. It's very classic, and there's a nice, there's a good eye size right there. So I got these ones, these red ones. They're not going to be Miles Morales. I'm not going to do Miles Morales, at least not at the moment. What they are going to be are the eyes for this suit. It was a variant that's on Amazing Spider-Man issue 655, and it's basically, yeah, it's very similar to Miles Morales, but I think that came first. Don't take my word for it, just, you know, it's my best guess. But no one else has that suit, so I'm going to be making it, and hopefully it turns out really well, because I like the design of it. So I'm just going over here to get something else. And then I made 2 sets of the black ones with the pleather and all the different pieces that kind of overlap and everything. I made 2 sets of them, because one is going to be the Iron Spider and the other is going to be this. So I've basically got to recreate my Homecoming suit, but with different colours. So this one will be black on the legs and on the waist, and then blue for the rest of it, and I'd have to get a light shade of blue. So basically the 2099 suit, I'd have to look for which seller I bought that off and buy it again, and then get a black suit to do the under part. But that's what these second set will be. And what I'm going to do is hopefully the red suit arrives in the next couple of days. It may even have arrived for pickup, I don't know. And yeah, I'll just be assembling the suit. All the details, so all the webs, all the, like, the chest emblem and everything, the basic shape, I'm going to do on the red suit, glue the emblem on there, and then I'm going to stick it onto this suit, and I'm going to show you the process of that as we go. So and I'll keep updating you as it comes. So keep watching the video and you'll see how this becomes the MCU Iron Spider.
Okay, so now it's been a few days since the last part of this video. It's now the I think it's the 11th of October now. So it's been some time since the last video where we showed the blue suit. I now have basically everything I need, so we're just going to go over everything. So firstly, I need to untangle all this. In case you can't hear it, I've got a bit of a cold. I thought I'd escaped it, but apparently not. So what can you do, you know? So anyway, yeah, we've got the blue suit. That'll be the base, which the sleeves and the feet will be cut off, and of course the mask once it's all kind of glued together. In here, I've yet to open it. We got the red suit. In fact, we're going to open it in a second. If I go over here and just grab that, because I forgot to grab them. We got the lenses. They're the same as on the Homecoming suit, so they're pleather on there with a bit of foam to give them a bit of depth, and the fabric in there for the eyes, so I can see through. And unless you're really close to my face, you won't be able to see my eyes. So there's that. In the future, I will consider other things. We got some more pleather here. I've got quite a large amount left. Hopefully it lasts me. Hopefully it lasts me for making the suit. And so before I decide to do the tech suit, I'd have to get more of this. Get that sticker off because I don't need it. Don't know why I didn't take that off sooner. But there's the pleather. We got some gold. Excuse me. Gold fabric here. This will serve as the under sections of the for the pleather, because he has gold underneath. And the way I'll make this is first I'll make the actual pleather bits, and then I'll glue them on here and arrange them that way. Yeah, hopefully I have enough. It looks like I do have enough. I mean, I could have sworn I had more, but I mean, the only thing it was used for was to make the eyes on my 2012 Amazing Spider-Man costume. It was used to make the eyes, because I could see through it, just not very well. And soles, I'll have to sort them out, but I'm going to open this up. I'm going to open the thingy, open the red suit. Got these scissors that'll do the trick. I mean, yeah, they've got pink handles, but they're actually really useful. You know, they can cut through fabric a lot easier than my other scissors, and they can get into all the small tucked away kind of areas, you know, if that makes sense. Like little areas that I just want a nice tiny cut on. These scissors come in extremely handy, and if you look, they're curved slightly, so you know, you can get in a little bit easier. It's always fun getting these out, because the packet that they're in is usually quite tight. There we go. Okay, so next stage for me, because I've only just opened this, is to try it on. Make sure there's no faults with it, no problems with it. I mean, if it's in a place that's going to be cut out, that's not really a problem, you know. And yeah, it's the exact size that I need. I always get a medium because it fits. It fits a lot better than like a large or anything like that. I think they have their guides. No, they don't have a height guide, but the guy I buy it off puts a height guide, and it says like a large is more for the 175 centimeter tall people, That is actually how tall I am, but I find that the medium actually fits better than a large. I mean, to be fair, I'm quite skinny, so yeah. And as I say, the reason why I buy these suits as opposed to morph suits, I get asked that quite a few times, you know, do you buy a morph suit and do all that? It's not actually a morph suit. The only cosplay that used a morph suit was my Ben Reilly costume, and I found out the hard way that the logo is plastered right across the backside. So A, there's no logo on this suit anywhere except for the tag inside, which isn't a problem, and also the mask goes like that. You know, it comes off like a proper mask. I don't have to faff around with a zip or anything like that, which is handy. I mean, the bum bag's an added bonus, however it stretches so much and it doesn't actually fit around my waist. That shows you how skinny I actually am. I'm not anorexic, before you say. I'm not anorexic or anything like that. I just happen to be very skinny. Like naturally, because I eat quite a bit. I mean, the anxiety stopped me, but I eat quite a bit. So anyway, as I said, we're going to be trying on the red, and when I try on the red, I'll be marking out where it's going to be cut, what the suit's going to look like. I've got the Homecoming suit to use as a basis, and I've also got images on my tablet to kind of scrutinize it. This is the benefit of waiting. You get better images and you know, all that kind of stuff. Sorry, I need a drink. Warm squash. It's not actually gross. It actually tastes nice. So yeah, and I'll be showing you the whole process from start to finish. So you're seeing it as it is now. You're going to see everything, you know, like putting the webs on, gluing the lenses on, maybe gluing the suit together. I'll probably set up the camera and like glue it all together, but speed it up so you don't have to listen to me swearing all the time. And gluing it all together. I mean, I'm saving the web shooters until last because we haven't seen a good image of the web shooters. I mean, I may have one that I haven't even looked at, so I'm going to look through them and we'll just carry on with the building of the suit. Okay, so the date today now is the 16th of October, and as you can see, I'm in my Homecoming suit. If I get a full body shot. So this is the third attempt, if you will, at this suit. The first attempt I did literally about the time that the first trailer came out for Captain America Civil War, and it didn't look too great. I then upgraded it by cutting it up and doing this technique, but with the pre-made suit, but it didn't look that great. So this is the this was the remake, and it looks a whole lot better. And so there's the front. I don't know how easy it will be to show the back, but there's the back. And the mask is obviously on my back for me to pull on when I haven't got my glasses on. And of course the web shooters are like that, and they're pleather. There's a little Velcro strip right on there so I can get in and out of it no problem. And yeah, so the reason why I'm showing you this is because what I'm basically going to do is so that it's a lot easier, because looking at the images that we have so far of the MCU Iron Spider, it looks like it's just basically an adaptation of the Homecoming suit. Obviously the chest emblem is a lot bigger, and some of the elements, it basically uses some of the same elements. So what I'm going to do is, wearing this suit, I'm going to take the red one. Okay, hang on. If I go and grab the red one, it's right here. I made some pen marks already, but what I'm going to do is take this red suit and I'm going to put it on, and literally I'm just going to trace where these red sections are on the costume. I have some guidelines already drawn on here, like around the calves, where my eyes are going to be on the mask and all that stuff, and it just makes things easier because I really want to make this suit. I mean, I've got stuff for a World War II suit as well, and yeah, well, obviously it'll be a bit difficult to show you tracing around it, but hey, there you go. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do, and the blue costume will go unchanged. Obviously some bits will be cut out, like on here, you can't see it, I don't know why I was about to say that, but underneath, the mask has been completely cut off, it's only leaving the zip, and I've had to combine them. The gloves have been cut off as well, they're about up to the wrist kind of area, and the same for the boots, they're cut up to about the calves, just below. Well, yeah, just below here, so that they're still attached, but I'm not putting on two sets of feet, basically, which makes no sense, but it does in a way. Obviously, the tricky thing putting the red suit on will be getting these and these into the costume, but I've managed crazier things before. So I think I can manage this, and if any damages do happen, you know, every time I wear this suit, there are damages, like some of the bits will come unstuck, some bits will come loose, like the web cartridges will come loose, the web shooters will come loose, some of the pleather is split. I mean, I don't know how easy you can see it, but on there, basically the pleather started splitting a little bit, so I had to glue that to fix it, and some of the web lines as well need to be redrawn. So yeah, literally, after every time I wear it, I do a little bit of sort of repairs, because it happens, you know, the stuff that I do in the suit, I'm moving around a lot, I'm doing the Spider-Man poses and everything like that, I have to make some repairs. It just makes sure that the suit is wearable more times, you know, because I really don't want to have to not wear the suit. This is one of my favorite suits. I really love wearing this suit, I really do, and you know, as I said, it fits better, it feels better than the first attempt. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wear the red suit over the top of this, trace over, and that gives me something to work from to assemble it to be the final MCU Iron Spider suit. So keep watching for the next update. Okay, now we're here, it's the 19th of October, and I'm doing a bit more on the Iron Spider. I think the hardest part of it, looking at the images, was to do the back, because on the others it's been quite simple, you know, it's just been a bit on the across the shoulders and then an emblem, but this one was different. I mean, you look at these images here, I'm kind of borrowing images from what others have done to get a look at the back, and it seems like it kind of wraps over the shoulders, and I don't know, I don't quite know how to explain it, but I mean, this is what I've got so far. Literally drawing it on there with biro, and some of these sections I'm going to have to go over with the pleather, and then others are going to be like for this section here, for the back spider, it's all going to be in red. So when I cut it out, obviously I'll cut from here and go up to the body, but then underneath I'll glue the gold and cut all that out and add that in, which it's going to be a bit of a nightmare, but hopefully it also makes it easier to glue the whole suit onto the blue one, in theory at least. So I'm just going to be drawing on this, and then I'll show you the finished result. Okay, there's the finished result of drawing the emblem on there. So it connects onto the shoulders right there, and it carries on over to there, and this will be a section where the shoulder strap will go, you know, this bit here where it wraps around, and yeah, so I just got to try and figure out something to stick that together, and also work on the chest spider, so that should be fun times. Although, looking at the image, the chest spider looks like it might just be a little bit bigger than the back spider. I'm gonna have to look it up on the
on the front, see how it looks. So we'll see how that goes. Well, you've heard of the bombastic Bagman. Now say hello to the terrific half-tape man. There is a reason behind it, and that is obviously the hardest part. You've seen me do the back spider, but it's also the front spider. It looks like it's going to be quite challenging, because not only do I have to do the emblem itself, but I have to do a layer of gold underneath it. So rather than go with puff paint to kind of outline the black bits, what I'm instead doing is doing the actual design, but then putting over the top of some gold fabric and then gluing that onto the suit. Now, because it's always symmetrical, it makes sense to kind of just tape half of my body, so I've got it as dead center as I could get it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to be very careful doing this, but peel all this off and stick it onto the pleather. And once it's on the pleather, I can then cut it out. You know, I can I'll stick it on the pleather, knowing that that is basically where the edge of the red will be, leading down to what will then go onto the belt, which, you know, that's going to be quite easy to do. That's going to be quite easy, let's face it. And then I can then cut it out and glue it onto the gold fabric. I'm hoping I've got enough. I think I've got enough. If not, I can always get some more and continue working on it. There is that single strip right there, and that's so that it can connect onto the back, because that's what I saw. Well, technically speaking, what it's going to do is it's going to stop on the seam of the costume, and then it will be a separate piece, because I will literally just trace it as best as I can and then cut that out of pleather. So we'll see how it goes. I've never done this method before. I mean, the method I'm doing to make the overall costume, yeah, I've done that several times. I think I've done it about 3 times now. The PS4, Homecoming, Superior. Yeah, I've done it 3 times. This will be my 4th time using this technique, and hopefully it goes right. You'll see afterwards how well it will turn out. So what I did have in mind for the chest spider ended up not working, because the gold fabric, I did not have enough of it, and I've got bits of hot glue everywhere. It looks like webs. So what I've ended up doing is just going ahead with the pleather emblem, and I realised that this leg is a bit crooked. I put this one on a bit strange. God knows how I manage it. You know, I measure it as symmetrical as I can, but it just doesn't, you know, it ends up not working. But it's pretty close, you know. I suppose with the amount of moving around, and, you know, I'm going to be slouched a little bit. I don't hold myself up straight. That's the only way it's really noticeable. Whereas if I'm stood normally and, you know, moving around, crouching and, you know, stuff like that, it's not really going to be that noticeable. And then also, like with the gold, that's actually what I'm going to do now. So because I can't use the gold fabric, because I haven't got enough of it and it's not elastic enough, what I am going to do is get some gold puff paint and just fill in these gaps. And the same will go true for it going over the shoulder and around the back. I don't know how easy it is to see it, but like getting the belt round and sorting that out. So it's a challenge, but, you know, if this suit turns out like the other 3 have, I'm going to be happy. So I've just got to do like the black on the wrist. I need to do the things on the calves right there. And once I've done all that, once I've got all the puff painting done, I can then glue the suit together and assemble it. So we'll see how that turns out. But fingers crossed it turns out as good as the others have. So just keep watching.